At first glance, David Spivey seems like the kind of guy who's always had it together. He's a young, successful business owner in a growing southeastern city whose only barrier to an active social life might be the 16 to 18 hours a day he puts in developing a successful business. Like most people, though, there's more there than meets the eye. Less than 4 years ago, David, who stands 5'6", stepped on the scale and realized his weight had ballooned to almost 280 pounds. 15 years and 120 pounds past the 160 printed on his high school driver's license.
Ever since I was 15, I struggled with my weight. Basically put on 5-10 pounds a year for many, many years. My highest weight was 277.5, and I'm 5'6" on a good day.
The years of weight gain had taken their toll, beyond even what the eye could see.
My primary care physician said I was on the verge of diabetes and serious health issues pretty much within a year. One of the surveys online said I'd be dead at 51, I think.
David found himself avoiding public gatherings and retreating into a lifestyle that only made matters worse.
Definitely some depression with being overweight. I remember missing several weddings and different functions. It was get invited to something, don't feel comfortable going, just stay home and eat a large pizza by myself.
David's size even impacted him professionally. In commercial and residential real estate at the time, he found potential clients hesitant to do business with him.
Meeting people for the first time, they do a double take, and I remember someone saying that if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of me? And that I think of that often.
Despite what seemed to be obvious signs, it took 2 trips to convince David he needed to make a change. One across the country, and one much closer to home, to a nearby restaurant.
I went to San Francisco with my sister. She had a business trip, and just walking around there was just unbelievably hard and difficult and tiring. And then the other deciding factor was I went to a restaurant and couldn't fit comfortably in the booth, and that was very eye-opening.
Recognizing that he needed help to get his weight under control, David sought the advice of his brother, a physician in Northwest Georgia, who suggested he consider the Floyd Center for Bariatric Services. Choosing Floyd for surgery meant an almost 3-hour drive for the procedure as well as any pre- or post-operative appointments. But after doing his homework, David knew it was worth the effort, despite advice from his family physician to look closer to home.
I'm from Macon, and my primary care physician encouraged me to look at some other physicians a little closer. But I came up and met with Ginger and the whole team, and the team they have here was probably the best customer service of any organization I've experienced.
David consulted with Dr. Rylan Scott, medical director of the Floyd Center for Bariatric Services, and together they decided the lap band procedure would be the best solution, and it's paid off. Since having the surgery in January of 2008, David has lost 117 pounds.
It's night and day. Looking back at pictures, I had no idea I was big as I was. Truly mind-boggling. Being able to do everyday activities, be outside, not think twice about going for a long walk or going out with nieces and nephews and hanging out.
Since the weight loss, David is no longer reliant on medication to maintain his blood pressure, to prevent diabetes, or combat sleep apnea. He now controls his health through good eating habits, regular vitamin intake, and exercise.
I don't take any medicine for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, no more sleep apnea, sleeping machine. I take a multivitamin, B12, and calcium.
David's newfound energy has been a benefit as he stepped into a new business venture by opening, ironically, a pizza franchise.
Being around the Mellow Mushroom Pizza is a little bit challenging, but I'm able to watch the portion control and eat in moderation, smaller portions, smaller meals. Being here, I'm on my feet for 12 hours a day walking around. I need to get a pedometer to see how much I walk in a day.
David Spivey may be half the man he used to be, but he lives life more fully than ever before.
Definitely worth it. I'd do it again, and my only recommendation to everybody I say is I wish I'd done it sooner.
If you'd like to find out more about Floyd Center for Bariatric Services or sign up for an information session, visit floydbariatrics.org.